And back on the air here. Thanks a lot for tuning in as I continue with the Good Times Great Oldies show, 50s, 60s, 70s rock and roll, and weather on the fives anytime in the hour that ends in 5 in the last 45 minutes of our program. So keep it here on GJRB Online as we're closing out our show for today. We're going to end up right at the right up past 6 o'clock as we close out today's show. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the Oldies on the Good Times Great Oldies show here on GJRB Online. And we'll have we're going to take a look at the weather on the fives right now. A little late than never, but here we go. Wrap up our weather on the fives. Going to get that out of the way. It's 80 degrees in Clinton, Iowa right now. That's right, 80 degrees according to Mayor Farms and the weather there. So let's take a look at what's going to go on for the next couple of days here in our weather. Right now, let's take a look at local conditions. Our barometric pressure stands at 29.81 inches of mercury. Got 10-mile visibility. Dew point 64 degrees. Relative humidity is at 54%. Take a look at our weather forecast. We have a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms again tonight, low 63. Winds west-southwest at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. So we got some more rain coming in, of course. 50% chance of precipitation again tomorrow. Thunderstorms scattered. A high of 79 degrees, west winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and tomorrow night partly cloudy with a low of 52 degrees, winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll take a look at some of the other areas where some of the weather is significant coming up a little later on. Weather on the fives, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 55 on all talk shows, and any time in the hour that ends in 5, just to keep you on top of weather on the fives right here on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the Oldies, and I'm always glad to bring you the great hits of the 50s, 60s, and 70s all weekend long on our Golden Weekend. And we've got another one. We've got another show tomorrow, so we'll be on the air at 3 o'clock Central Time for more of these great oldies, and I love playing them for you here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, across America, on the Good Times Great Oldies show on GJRB Online. Let's get back in more of it. Yeah, you better believe it.
And the hits just keep on coming.
Yeah. And it's about 28 minutes past the hour of 5 o'clock on the Good Times Great Oldies show. News update on the way, but right now, Tennessee Ernie Ford, 16 ton.
Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I went to the mine. I loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, well, bless my soul, you load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. Fighting and trouble are my middle name. I was raised in the canebrake by an old mama lion. Can't no high-toned woman make me walk the line. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. If you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't, a lot of men died. One fist of iron, the other of steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe soul to the company store.
GJRB Online, great oldies on the Good Times, Great Oldies Show on the Golden Weekend here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And I had that story ready and I did not save it on my Facebook. So when I refreshed the page, I lost the story. But apparently there was a shooting at Virginia Beach. And I'm going to be checking that here as soon as I find it. So I'm going to have to Google it, because I don't see it anywhere on the main page again. So I'm hoping that's not false news. Came from CBN, though. So I'm going to look at the... I'm going to see here. Okay, shooting at Virginia Beach. Here we go. Shooting in Virginia Beach. So we're going to take a look at that right now and see exactly what's going on there. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, there was a shooting in Virginia Beach at the BB Municipal Center. One in custody. We're going to go right now to that story. It's according to WAVY.com, Channel 10. In Virginia right now, this story. This happened around 6:29 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:29 Central. 6 shooting victims have been taken to the area hospitals after an active shooter incident at the Virginia Beach Municipal Center, including one to Centera, Norfolk General Hospital. One suspect was taken into custody, and the city tells WAVY TV's Jason Marks the suspect was pronounced dead. The press conference in this situation was set for 6:15 p.m., but now has been delayed. So we'll keep you updated on that story. Here's a complete recorded story from Channel 10.
Right now with my colleague Andy Fox. He obviously has covered Virginia Beach for a long time, and Andy, have you ever seen anything like this?
Never. You know, I've always said we've been blessed not to have active shooter situations like this. I was listening to you talking about employees who are having to step over their fellow employees to get out. And I was at a high school graduation, and you were talking about how people never have to, be experiencing something like this. And I left the graduation quickly. I first heard about this from a Chesapeake source, actually, who had someone in Chesapeake City government who heard what was going on, left immediately. I then was able to contact the city manager, Dave Hansen, who confirmed that this was a bad situation, that it was public utilities, and that he was getting more information was coming out. And I have another city hall who said that there are several fatalities that we are dealing with. We should really put that out there. Said with Police Chief Cervera, who is going to come in and kind of give us the details on what we're dealing with. I have also been told that for this, but we are going to hold off on that as well too. We are well aware that,
and of course, like I said before, that's a sticky. That video is beginning to stick. So just inform you that there was a shooting in Virginia Beach, and the suspect has been found dead. 6:29, six people, victims taken to area hospitals, and the active shooter now in the incident has been pronounced dead, according to WAVY Channel 10 at Virginia Beach, the municipal center there, including one at the Centera Norfolk General Hospital. And a press conference has been set, but has been delayed. And we'll watch your local, news, national news from at 6:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Central, of course, national news for all the details on that. And you got Gary J. Russell with you on GJRB Online as we wrap up our Good Times, Great Oldies show. 50s, 60s, 70s rock and roll here on GJRB Online. Going to take you back to 1969 before, we had these kind of people out there shooting up when it was kind of safe to be around. Here's Ricky Nelson now. Poor little fool.
I used to lay around with hearts pacing at my call. But when I met that little girl, I knew that I would fall, poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah. She'd play around and tease me with her carefree devil eyes. She'd hold me close and kiss me, but her heart was full of lies, poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah. She told me how she cared for me, and that we'd never part. And so for the very first time, I gave away my heart, poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah. The next day she was gone and I knew she lied to me. She left me with a broken heart, won her victory, poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah. Well, I played this game with other hearts, but I never thought I'd see the day when someone else would play love's foolish game with me, poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah. Poor little fool, oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool.
In quick review, Capsule Countdown.
Number 10. Nine. Number 8.
And honey, I miss you, and I'm being good.
Number 6.
My girl, talking about my girl.
5.
Houston, we just started a new dance called the Tighten Up. This is the music we tighten up with.
Number 4.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
3.
It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside for a while.
Number 2.
Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy and I feel like I'm loving you.
Number 1.
Capsule Countdown on
Radio Rock Go Go.
Shoot 'em down, turn
right. Tommy James and Shondel's Moni, number one this week in 1968 on the Good Times Great Oldie Show. 50s, 60s, 70s rock and roll. We do it. The countdown, the capsule countdown. I hope you enjoyed that. I always bring you some of that good stuff. We'll have another countdown tomorrow, plus another oldies here on GJRB Online. 50s, 60s, 70s, 60s plus years of rock and roll here on the GJRB's Good Times Great Oldie Show. The Golden Weekend with Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose.
My mama told me, she said, son, please beware. There's this thing called love, and it's everywhere. And she told me, it can break your heart and put you in misery. Since I met this little woman, I feel it's happened to me. And I'm telling you, it's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm falling in love. It's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm falling in love. I found myself phoning her at least 10 times a day. You know, it's so unusual for me to carry on this way. I tell you, I can't sleep at night, wanting to hold her tight. I've tried so hard to convince myself that this feeling just can't be right. And I'm telling you, it's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm falling in love. It's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm falling in love. It's too late to turn back, baby. I believe I'm alright. It's too late, baby. I knew she really loved me too, but I'd hate to think that I'm in love alone and nothing that I can do. Oh, it's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm falling in love. It's too late, baby. I tell ya, I believe I'm falling in love. It's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm falling in love. Oh, baby, I tell ya, I believe I'm falling in love. It's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm falling in love. It's too late.
Okay, I wasn't ready for something here, and I'm going to get it here while I want to remind you that coming up on GJRB Online, I want to let you know what's coming up. We'll be on the air again tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central for another oldie show, 50s, 60s rock and roll. Going to open up on request, freestyle completely, no news, back-to-back stuff. So you will tune me live tomorrow afternoon right here on Spreaker as we wrap up our oldies weekend. If you enjoyed these oldies weekends, if you want to hear more, hit that like button, because what I'm going to try tomorrow, because I just have not getting the listeners this afternoon, is I'm going to try the other platforms. I want to see if I can get some listeners. I don't care what I'm playing. I'm just going to try the other platforms because, just not getting the responses that I want. Not getting any listeners here, so we're gonna try something tomorrow live right here on GJRB Online. Gary J's Dusty 45 collection and a lot of albums and stuff. We're just gonna keep on playing some tracks off classic albums. Here's Elton John.
Hello, baby, hello. Haven't seen your face for a while. Have you quit doing time for me? Or are you still the same spoiled child? Hello, I said hello. Is this the only place you thought to go? Am I the only man you ever had? Or am I just the last surviving friend that you know? Harmony and me, we're pretty good company. Looking for an island in our boat upon the sea. Harmony, gee, I really love you and I wanna love you forever. I dream of never, never, never leaving harmony. Hello, baby, hello. Open up your heart and let your feelings flow. You're not lucky knowing me, keeping the speed real slow. In any case, I set my own pace by stealing the show. Say hello, hello. Harmony and me, we're pretty good company. Looking for an island in our boat upon the sea. Harmony, gee, I really love you and I wanna love you forever. I dream of never, never, never leaving harmony. Never leaving harmony. Harmony. Harmony.
An album I once owned. Here's a classic track of an album I once owned. This is Jay's Dusty Album Collection.
Silently it falls, fast and perfect grows.
GJRB online on Spreaker across America, Chicago. It was from their Chicago 10 album, 1976. I had that on an 8-track tape. Yeah, what is that, right? Yeah, 8-track tape. Yeah. Anyway, another rainy day in New York City, Chicago on GJRB online from my dusty 45 and album collection and, of course, tape collection and 8-track and cassette and, all that formats. Anyway, Gary J. Russell with you, the Good Times, Great Oldies show. Thanks a lot for sticking around, and we got about 16 minutes left of the show, and I want to thank everyone for listening to the program. Hope you enjoyed it, and we got more of that. But big shout-out to go to some of our Spreaker listeners, and, of course, a lot of our friends here on the great platform called Spreaker, and empty show, but everybody's welcome to listen to the afterthought, as I call it. The on-demand, you can hear this all weekend. You can play it anytime you want to. And if you like a song on there, let me know, and we'll put it on the air tomorrow. So you can listen to it. And of course, I'm going to be going to other platforms to get some listeners. So we're going to try something tomorrow. See what we can do to raise some listeners. We're going to hit some platforms and see what we can do about getting some listeners on iTunes and stuff like that, and Google Podcast, and try to get this show out there in the ether. Gary J. Russell with you, the Good Times Great Oldies show here on Spreaker. Want to say big hi, and of course all the great Spreaker podcasts out there. They're out there, and of course I don't know. Anybody who follows me on Spreaker, anybody who goes into the home page. Is there a issue here, or are they just not going to publish their schedule anymore? Because I noticed that you can't get into the schedule. It's not there anymore. I can't tell you what's going to be on Spreaker tonight. I can tell you what's on next, but I can tell you from memory, from all those times that I've done that, some of the great podcasters on the air coming up next include, she plays some of the great music. Debbie Scott, the Debbie Scott Radio Network. She's coming up next in about 4 minutes right here on Spreaker, and she's got more of these great songs. You're going to hear them. The Debbie Scott Radio Network coming up next. Later tonight, it's Dave Scott in the Spaced Out Radio. At 6 o'clock, at 11 o'clock tonight, 9:05 Central Time, and midnight Eastern, Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott tonight on Spreaker. And other great Spreaker podcasters, Mike Myers and the Radio Hope Network. Great inspirational talk, and it tells you about what God means to you, what it means to all of us, what He means. And gives you some feeling for the day. So check that out. Technical difficulties. His nephew, Brett, he's been kind of off the air, though, for a while. He hasn't been really doing too much. He's been working on getting into the RAGBRAI with his unicycle. So he hasn't been on the air, but I'm sure he'll be getting back on the air real soon. Technical difficulties. He's a ham operator, too, by the way. Has a great ham shack there. And check him out. That's Blake Myers and the Technical Difficulties. Some of the great podcasts you can hear, and of course, throughout the week and daytime afternoons. I never know when, Tuesday and Thursday mainly, and that is Bob Huber and the Huber Experience. Some of the great podcasts you can hear on Spreaker. You can find them by getting, and also great 80s music. Didn't get around to playing it. I'll throw some 80s in tomorrow. You can tune into some great 80s music with Debbie Scott, of course, but also Black Dragons Radio, BJ, and from Texas, just north of Houston. He's got a great show there called the Black Dragon Radio Network. Plays a lot of great 80s tunes, so check them out. It's all, and all you have to do is find them. Just get into my Spreaker Public site and hit that following button. You'll find all those great podcasts on the air. And they have some great stuff for you to listen to. And, of course, GJRB Online on the air again tomorrow with some more 80s, and 50s, 60s, and 70s as well. And you can tune into that live tomorrow. got music, no news, 50 minutes of nonstop music each hour, 50-minute music hours, and we're going to try to spread this show around all over the internet. So stay tuned for that tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central Time. And you never know when you're going to hear GJRB Online. We've got programs coming up. I'm going to be broadcasting from an extra studio, and my wife will be joining me. It's going to be a fabulous broadcast, so keep it here on GJRB. Watch for postings as the spontaneous summer continues. 50s, 60s rock and roll, more oldie shows, more 80s shows, and stuff coming up in June and July right here on GJRB Online. So you want to tune in for that. Postings on the Facebook page. If you follow me on Facebook, if you're a Twitter follower, I'm the Radio Maniac. You can get a hold of me there. And also on my Facebook page, on the GJRB TV YouTube channel as well. So those are the places you can hear the show and contact me as well. So love to hear from you. And WBR Radio Network, still waiting to hear from you. I know that you were asking me to be a presenter with you guys. Love to do it, but I want to hear from you guys. I do a great oldie show. I know this show, you guys would love it. WBR FM would love it. So get a hold of me as soon as possible. And of course, I'll contact you on your site, on your website, soon. And maybe I'm going to try to get GJRB Online to start a website here. We're trying to work on that one too as well, so that we could do that. And let's see, I didn't have time to do a sports page update, and I was going to do that. Let's see if we can try to fit one in before we close out the show today. Just to because I was going to do a sports page update. I had promised a sports page update and still haven't delivered it. Sue me if you like to. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I'm working on it. I'm working on getting this show better together and getting more listeners. And that's the whole idea behind that. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. Be trying to get on other platforms. So we'll work on that tomorrow. But right now, it's time.
Sports Page Update
Starts now. Here we go. The NBA has fined the LA Clippers $50,000 for violating the league's anti-tampering rule, with the Clippers coach Doc Rivers commenting on it. Toronto Raptors Kawhi Leonard. While the league did not specify the comments, Rivers compared Leonard to Michael Jordan and said that Leonard, who is now 27, has become a legend in sports. Golden State Warriors star forward Kevin Durant will not play the Game 2 of the NBA Finals with Andre Iguodala. Yeah, I probably tore that up. Expected to be available against the Toronto Raptors, according to Steve Kerr. And that's Sports Page Update. Gary J. Russell with you. We're going to do a Sports Page Update every hour tomorrow as well. And, of course, Sports Page Update will still keep on. Even though we don't do news on Saturdays, I do a little bit of sports. And Sports Page will be coming back as well. I canceled that last week, I know, but I'm going to reschedule that program for another air date. So watch for postings on the GJRB Spreaker public site, and I'll let you know when the air date's going to be. I had scheduled it for last week, but apparently I had other things going on, and so I had to cancel that broadcast. But I will have a sports page coming up. Okay, so it's under our new spontaneous summer. You never know when it's going to be on the air, but I will have a sports page coming up next week. And starting into the month of June, let's see. Well, next week, Wednesday, I am going to be taking that day off. That's my wife's birthday, so we're going to be doing that. On Tuesday, possibility of a Gary J in the morning, so watch for postings on the right here. For Gary J in the morning. Plan on doing that. Also have a couple of other shows planned out, and we're going to be on just about every day, and also a brand new radio studio. I have been informed. As a matter of fact, my friend, me and Brian Harrison, we have an office there at the church, and I'll be doing various interviews with our pastor, with my friend Brian, and I'm working on another episode. Remember when I did that artist showcase a while back with my friend Samuel Day? Great show. I'm going to try to repeat that because Samuel's got a new song on our playlist. But I'm planning on getting that back on for a replay. Otherwise, Samuel Day, I had a great time doing that first show. And I'm working on a multi-part artist showcase featuring Brian Harrison, who's a Christian songwriter. I recorded a lot of his music. He's absolutely fabulous. He's got some good songs, and we're going to talk about those songs in a future episode of that program called Artist Showcase. So watch for that. That's coming up this summer. And, of course, some other new shows as well. And, of course, an expansion. GJRB, I'm working on this right now. I'm waiting for Spreaker folks here to let me know if they are going to have another discount on the broadcaster plan. And if they are, I'm going to take advantage of it, and I will be boosting up to the 3-hour plan. As you'll know, I've been on the air, and I've been cutting this off at breaks to expand my time. I've been knocking this offline for like about 5 minutes, and then coming back up. Well, I'm planning on changing that to a 3-hour plan as soon as I get the availability and I get that discount. And when that discount does pop up again, I will be taking advantage of that discount. And I will be on here doing a 3-hour broadcaster plan. And I'll be able to talk straight for 3 hours, or broadcast straight for 3 hours. So at that point, I'll be able to have more programs for you here on GJRB Online. So just to let you know about that. Just to, like losing my train of thought here. Just do that all the time. So anyhow, I am going to be talking about that we got coming up on GJRB Online, and let you know exactly what we're going to do as far as that is concerned, because I really want to get a good show going here and get some more songs in, and try to get more ideas for shows. My wife and I are working on shows together. Gonna give her some producing credits, which will kind of make it interesting for like future shows. Really will. So we're gonna be talking about that as it goes along. But that's it for tonight. That's going to do it for tonight. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the program. We had a great time. Good times, great oldies. I had a lot of fun playing this oldies stuff. I love playing this stuff. And I want to thank you so much for listening. And we'll be back with another show tomorrow. 3 o'clock Central. I'm going to leave you with 4 Seasons. December 1963, 01-9. Have a great night, everyone. So long. This is the GJRB Online Network.